exciting subject of risk analysis. Yes, I can tell you're excited already. So what is it and why is it? Well, there's risks that we know about in our lives, but humans are really, really bad at analyzing risk. So you need to create a process to do that. And I recommend you use a risk matrix. I spent a whole week in lectures to learn about this. So what you do is you write down the risk, the alien invasion, a global pandemic, ransomware incident, and opportunities as well. And then you put them into an Excel document, write down the description of the risk, then you put down the probability of that happening. I recommend you do it 1, very low, 2, average, 3, high, and then you put in the next column the impact that's going to have on your business. So for example, alien invasion, probability of happening low, impact very high. Ransomware, probability low, impact very high. Phishing emails, probability of it happening very high, impact low to medium. However, this is the problem because the Rumsfeld thing is all about those unknown unknowns. So if you're not a cybersecurity expert, and most people aren't, are you assuming that you're not at risk? So what you need to do is take your risk list, take it, show it to people who are experts in marketing, sales, technology, whatever, and ask them what they think the impact and probability of that thing is. And by doing that, you're massively protecting the business and finding those opportunities for success. Now, this doesn't look at the upside of a risk. So for example, if you take time to do cyber essentials, it might mean that you can make more sales. That's an opportunity, not a risk. But I like to record them all on the same sheets. So once we've got all of our probabilities and impacts, what we can do then is we can then multiply those two numbers between 1 and 3 for each together. And that gives us a score, and then we can focus on the things that have got the highest score. It's a very simple and very, very effective technique, and you don't need to require any technical skill. It doesn't require spending money on pen testing. It doesn't require spending lots of money on staff training, any of this stuff. You can do the same thing with artificial intelligence. So if you're a lorry driver, for example, there's a very high likelihood in the next 20 years that self-driving vehicles are going to take your job away. That's a super important risk. So once we've got those risks organized, we can then work out what we're going to do with those risks. So there's 3 real options. We can either ignore them, which is what most people seem to do. We can then we can try and mitigate them, or we can try and delegate them to somebody else. So, for example, insurance is a way of delegating your risk to somebody else. And we generally do that for things that aren't very likely to happen to us, but do happen quite a lot. And this is the big killer with this. You're not capturing your unknown unknowns. So you do need to go to subject matter experts and ask them what they think. What should you do? Where should you be investing your time, money, and expertise? It's a big part of my role. And if I come and work with you, that's one of the first things we're going to talk about. What are the risks and the opportunities that you have in the business? Don't need to be IT related, but where do you sit with it? And we'll try and look at that together and find some really good quick wins. But at the same time, I'm going to be talking to you about those risks that maybe you're not aware of around cyber, and making sure that those risks are getting mitigated. If you want to know more, please get in touch. I've got a really much longer talk explaining this, but it's pretty straightforward. Excel, 3 columns, the thing, what's the probability of it happening, what's the impact. That's it. Thanks for watching. Speak to you soon.